So testing here, first of all, in a sunny garden, weak winter sunshine, loads of detail. The iPhone 11 Pro does really well. It's stabilisation and detail, high bitrate. The Pixel 4 XL rather more muted, but still good stabilisation and slightly less detail. Switching again to a stabilisation test here, walking along this church. This is kind of overcast conditions. The iPhone 11 Pro does pretty well, but there are some hunting issues and some step changes to compensate for my walking. The Pixel 4 XL, I think, does a better job. There's slightly less detail, but the stabilisation is better, the software stabilisation, and it looks more cinematic, I think, by a nose. Now in really low light, the wide angle on the 11 Pro, very noisy, but it's wide angle and low light. Better when you switch to the main lens, and decent colours in the gloomy church. Zooming in here 2 times, the 11 Pro, and then beyond 2 times, it gets the exposure wrong, but you can tap on the viewfinder, and then that restores the exposure, and it's pretty darn good. And the noise is under control. The Google Pixel 4 XL, better stabilisation and better overall auto-adjusting of exposure as you zoom in to 2 times, but you do get much more noise in the shadows and the dark points of the footage. Now a close-up macro test very quickly, both excellent bokeh in video mode, the 11 Pro here and the Pixel 4 XL. Really nothing to complain about here, both equally good, I think. Now switching again to very low light, this is night time, the main lens and then the 2 times lens. The 11 Pro does really well. This is the zoom lens, and yet there's almost no noise in it, and good stabilisation as well. That's the wide angle, noisier but usable. Switching to the Pixel 4 XL, you can see it's okay with the main lens, but when you go to the zoom lens, it's really very noisy, and I would say that's not usable. Still very stable though, that's Google's speciality, of course. Back to the main lens. Then we try a walking test in very low light. The 11 Pro, again, I think this is pretty good. You can see I'm walking, but it does its best, but good high dynamic range. You can see the text in both of the restaurant signs that I walk past. And there's not too many artifacts in terms of noise and low light problems. The Pixel 4 XL, it blows out that sign that you can't really read what's on it, so there's no high dynamic range in video mode. The stabilisation again slightly better maybe, but overall the shot is noisier and with more artifacts. So you pays your money and takes your choice. I think the 11 Pro is better overall.